Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Miss Kaur here, and I'm here to speak a little bit about cultural healing and ancient innovation. I've been doing what I consider cultural work for a decade plus, and I've been doing work in the realm of healing for myself and for people in my community and different clients. And I would like to just take the time to just kind of go a little deeper. Like, what am I talking about? As Brother Maha was kindly reminding me, right now it's about the what and the why. What are we talking about? Why does it matter? Feel me? And so I've taught a class called Cultural Humility, and cultural humility has been a framework I've used a lot. But let me just break it down from the beginning. Let's start with culture. And so oftentimes we look at what we would say like on the top of the iceberg that you can see above water, aspects of culture, which are things like dress and foods and dances and games played. So the things that you can see and observe from people, and how peoples express themselves culturally. But there's so much more about culture that is beneath the iceberg, beneath the water. And that goes into things that are more along the lines of our worldview. How do we understand different concepts, and how do we understand ourselves in relationship to different aspects of our life? Like, how do we relate to age and time and authority, family, gender? Yeah, so a lot of different factors go into um, our worldview, which make up our culture. And so culture is also active. We live out culture. And so it's really talking about like our day-to-day grounded, our lived realities. And for me, the ultimate goal of what work that I feel I'm here to do, I feel called to do at this moment in time, is helping us co-create a culture that is grounded in our lived realities and our truths, and is rooted in where we are and in time and place. You know, oftentimes we give away our power when it comes to culture, and we are fed a culture. We are fed culture that does not actually serve our best interests. It actually has us essentially worshiping death via how we are taught to prioritize our well-being, for example, and that of other people, of animals, of the earth, and just really making unsustainable choices for our liberty. And so how do we really reclaim our culture, and co-create our culture together based on our true lived realities, which is living out solidarity in action? We need to know each other. We need to truly know each other and know ourselves, so then we can be in alignment with one another. We can have more harmonious relationships with our environment, and tap into the one. Tap into the one. And so that's kind of where I use the terminology cultural healing, because I feel that with all of our collective ancestral wounds that we've experienced as humanity, um, from different positionalities, but colonization and genocides and enslavement, these large collective traumas that we carry, and as humanity. And it's culture, we can use culture as a vehicle to heal, from those experiences. And that really means just our day-to-day lives. We can tap into practices and living in a way together that uplifts a culture, that is restorative, a culture that is healing. um, and we can do these practices, but it's truly is what's your intention beneath, in your heart, what is truly in your heart. What even assumptions are there, what are the values and the principles that are underlying what you're doing in your day-to-day life and the life that you've created for yourself. And oftentimes we are not intentional about that, but we have the opportunity to illuminate, to be the light, and to shine a light on how we are truly living our lives from a cultural perspective, and what is our worldviews, and how does that connect with our actions, and really setting forth with clarity and intention around what is the energy that you would like to be putting out, what is the culture that you would like to participate in your day-to-day life. We're here for a reason, and the time is now, to really be sovereign in your own concept of who you are, who we are. And I've often been some may think that the work that I do and have done and participate in is a cult. And cult to me is a culture. And I think we are all constantly always being fed cultures. And I'm here to participate in a certain culture, and to bring a certain culture into the world. And that culture, it has roots in my cultural heritage and in the cultural heritage of other people around the globe, who I consider, roots cultures of the earth, and cultures of nature, cultures that are based in the one. And so, yes, I'm putting out a specific culture. But I'm not trying to tell anybody and control anybody on terms of who you're supposed to be. What I'm here to do, what I would like to do, is invite you to co-create culture with me and share what you have to bring as well. Like, we can all share what we have to bring and put it in towards a collective effort in our collective shared best interest. You feel me? And then creating culture and participating in culture and uplifting culture amongst ourselves in how we participate with one another, how we work together, how we live together. How do we navigate dealing with conflict with one another? What is our relationship with conflict and tension? How can we truly allow space for everybody to be sovereign, as well as also understanding our interdependence? You feel me? We don't have to control people if we trust people's sovereignty, and that really comes from this worldview of interdependence. Like, if you don't truly believe that we are all one and that we are all interdependent, then in those moments, then you're going to make choices that actually don't move towards that. And so, yes, okay. So cultural healing is, one of my North Stars this year. I'm going to, be exploring cultural healing from many different perspectives. I'm going to be talking to a lot of different people and inviting people to share with me what it means to them as well. But I just wanted to start off, with myself and kind of speak on what it, how I came to cultural healing and what I mean when I say it, why I think that is vital. Um, and then ancient innovation is the other one. And ancient innovation, I was reflecting on the other day, and I feel Queen of Four is actually one of my, um, someone I look towards when it comes to embodying ancient innovation. Uh, if you're not familiar with Queen of Four, she has a line of healing products and healing supports, books, and it's all natural, plant based um, products. And I'm actually an emerald green practitioner. I was trained by Queen of Four like 3 or 4 years ago, I believe. And I actually sell her products. And so you can find her products at the Heart Dayton and also online via my social media, or you can just go to queenoffour.com if you don't want to go through me and get a discount. But she is basing her system on healing frameworks and models that are ancient. And she openly speaks and shares about the cultures that her healing system is rooted in. And she also, I feel, is very innovative, especially as a businesswoman. And I'm very inspired by the way that she runs her business, because she has not sacrificed her heart and the integrity of her personal being and how large her business has become. And it's still a family run business as well. And so I really feel that, when you talk to her, she really lives, what she speaks, and truly cares. And her business model, I feel, has like really kept up with the times. And so ancient innovation is like honoring the wisdom of our elders, honoring the wisdom of our ancestors and those who came before us, and the lived experiences that they had. So just truly honoring our ancestors, and then also honoring our youth, the energy of the youth, the energy of possibilities and innovation and creation, imagination, what can be, And so that energy of the youth is also really important, and really creating these spaces, to connect. And a cultural symbol I feel that represents that is the Sankofa bird. And the Sankofa bird is an image of a bird that's looking back towards history and carrying an egg on its back, and its body is facing forward. And so the idea is that, it's important to go back and to, connect with the egg. And that is what will help us go forward, or another, many cultures have this understanding of you have to know where you came from to better know where you're going. So really, that is the idea of ancient innovation, is like, I feel we are at a time, we're in the age of Aquarius, and people are really seeking new ways and different ways and practices, and people are learning about a lot of cultural practices and ways and plant medicines. And often it is being taught outside of the context of the culture that it was birthed in. And so I think there's a lot of confusion as well as possibility in that. And that innovation, I feel, is important. It's a sign of the times, and it's very much needed for us to lean into our creative power collectively. And we are all in the practice right now. Many of us are in the practice um, of actively going back and learning different ancestral healing practices, and really practicing them for our own healing journeys. And some are doing it individually, some are doing it collectively in community. And so, how do we honor those practices that we're learning from? How do we honor not just the practices, but the cultures that they were rooted in, as well as honor the co-creation aspect of culture that is responsive to our day-to-day lived experiences? And so much is shifting, so much is changing under our feet, all around us these days. Every day, always, but even more so right now when it's in our face. And so, we have to stay adaptive to what's going on around us without losing the core, without losing our roots. And on the other side, without losing our North Star, our why. That's why healing is so important, to help us get clear so that we can see our North Star more clearly, and we can better see one another and ourselves. We can be like, oh, this is where we're at. This is where we've been. So where do we would like to go from here? True cooperative spirit. Yeah. Okay, so that's really the overview of it all. So stay tuned to my Substack. I have a chai podcast, cultural healing and ancient innovation chai. Chai is our tea from India, and there's a lot of different blends of chai coming from rooted and grounded in a lot of different regions and cultures and communities, histories. But it's a blend of spices and herbs, and these spices are healing, medicinal. Everything in chai is medicinal, at least the majority, and then of course there's a lot of different ways that people add in ingredients. So I feel that chai is a perfect metaphor for what we're going to be doing here. It's the tea on culture, from the perspective of the of my heart and of the hearts of others, as I connect with others as well. So the collective heart, we could say. Okay. Whew. Much love, everybody. For real. Yes. Until next time.